Welcome to the Bill and Rob Show, starring Bill and Rob.
Welcome to Random Thoughts with Bill and Rob, starring your hosts, Bill and Rob.
Live from the Random Thoughts Theater, it's Random Thoughts with Bill and Rob.
Welcome back to Random Thoughts with Bill and Rob, the Random Thoughts Studio, the Bill and Rob podcast. That's Bill.
Episode number 13, and that's Rob.
Yeah, I tried to trick you on that.
You did.
I did. I planned that for a week.
Like, wait, I know who I am.
I know, but I felt for sure when I said that's Bill, you were going to mess it up.
I was going to say, and this is Bill.
And you completely
Welcome to Random Thoughts with Bill and Bill.
Bill, Rob, that guy and Rob. Welcome to episode 13. Thanks for joining us.
Yep, as we said before, we're not going to talk about what episode we're broadcasting anymore, but we keep
until we
doing
talk
that
about
anyway.
it.
Yeah, until we talk about it. So this is unlucky 13, but we're lucky today because we have an in-studio guest.
We do. We have an in-studio Random Thoughts Theater guest. He's sitting closer to you.
We'd like to welcome in today Scott Brennan. Scott is a local newsman and publisher, and we're going to give him 2 minutes to promote his business, and then for the next 28 minutes, we're going to make fun of him.
Yes, exactly right.
That sounds pretty good.
That's what we do when we're not broadcasting. So.
It's great to be here. It's a pleasure to be in the basement of the...
It's not a basement.
Of the Hearst Castle of Paso Robles.
Okay, well then you get a pass on that.
For the listeners who haven't been to Sharps Hill, it's the biggest house on the biggest hill in Paso Robles with nearly 360-degree views.
That's great.
Not from the basement, though.
Not from the basement. It's not
No, wait, we have 360-degree views from here. They're just all inside. I can see that wall, I can see that wall, I can see that wall.
I appreciate that, nonetheless, even though our insolent friend here doesn't.
I appreciate it.
So Scott's been a friend of ours for a long time. He's a big guy, and
Well, he's a lot smaller than he used to be.
he's a lot smaller than he used to be. That's true. You are a man among men for many reasons, and we'll tell stories here in a minute. But you were dedicated. You're like a runner, right?
Yeah, I am dedicated. About 5 years ago, I was about 286 pounds.
And he's only 5'2".
And I decided to make a change. I think it was maybe midlife crisis, late 30s.
That's not midlife, baby. Maybe the way you run your life, it is. The way Bill,
when the hell did 30s become midlife crisis?
yeah, Bill's already way past that. If that's
I don't
midlife.
even remember my 30s.
I may not make it as long as you, so...
Well, that's true.
Yeah, so I started running triathlons, and actually I just signed up today for my 10th triathlon at the Wildflower on May 1st.
God.
10th triathlon?
It'll be my 10th triathlon.
I don't know about you, Rob, but I don't even like to drive 26 miles.
I only run if somebody's chasing me.
In uniform.
Or a band. How long is a triathlon?
Well, there's several different levels of a triathlon. The one I'm doing this next month is the entry level, which is about a quarter-mile swim. It's a 9-mile mountain bike ride, and then it's a 2-mile run.
Yeah, it's entry level.
The best I've done is an Olympic triathlon, and then above that's an Ironman,
Right.
Which I'm going to do someday.
And that's the 3-mile swim, the 26-mile run, and the 50-mile bike ride?
100-mile
bike
Well,
ride.
look at you talking about it like you know what it is.
Well, I do. I don't do it. It's stupid.
It would kill you. It would absolutely kill you.
It almost kills me walking up the steps of the Random Thought Studio.
Yeah, what you don't hear is we edit Bill's heavy breathing in between thoughts. His random thoughts take a lot of breathing.
That's true.
I thought that was the oxygen tank.
Yeah, it is. He typically has that, but he can't smoke while he's on oxygen. That's really the problem.
That's a big problem.
So no, that's really quite 10 triathlons. That's impressive.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
We're not going to mess with you.
And what you lost close to 100 pounds, didn't you?
From my highest weight, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you do that you didn't do that just running though? You did other stuff, right?
Yeah, I did a lot of things, and for the last few years, my main hobby's been racquetball.
Yes.
Love racquetball. Play it almost every day.
I've been in Scott's office, and I'm like, "Where's your chair?" And he's like, "I don't sit down to work. I stand up all day."
I switched to a standing desk.
Yeah.
It's great.
That's why he's a guest and not part of the random thoughts. Because we admire him for a brief period of time.
We're just happy when we get down the stairs and get into our chairs.
You're gonna outlive us all, baby. You're not even close to half life yet.
Yeah, really.
Thank you.
Well, I don't know. Keith Richards made it a long time. I don't know.
I'm getting to the point where George Burns was, where somebody asked George Burns one time why he didn't date any women his own age, and he said, because there are no women my age.
You're damn near pretty close to that.
That's what I'm saying.
We're thrilled that you're here. Scott's been a friend of ours for a long time. Tell us about Access Publishing and your other interest now, which we were fascinated by, is your news reporting business.
Yeah, so Access Publishing is a company that Beth and I started in 2006.
That's your wife?
Yes, my wife Beth. We started with a small phone book, and then we grew into other publications. Our biggest publication is the San Luis Obispo County Visitor's Guide. And in 2011, we saw the writing on the wall that print advertising and marketing, is going the way of the dinosaurs. And so I went back to the University of San Francisco and studied internet marketing and got what they called a master's certificate in internet marketing.
Ooh.
And we launched a whole series.
Pretty impressive.
It was fun. And we launched a whole series of services, including web design, search engine optimization, and online marketing, so we could go back to our same customers who are in the yellow pages and say, you need to put part of your marketing budget into online, not just print. And now about 40% of our business is in online marketing. And the Paso Robles Daily News that we started two and a half years ago is part of it.
Right. And that's kind of the new, I don't say new direction, but that's a new direction for you, right?
It is, yeah.
Exciting new direction.
It's a lot of fun.
And Scott, are you branching out from the local market at all, or are you still primarily just local?
Right now, we're just local for Paso Robles Daily News. For the search engine optimization, we do help people in other areas of the county and state.
I love the entrepreneurial stories. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I don't have that kind of drive. I got way too much quit in me to do that kind of
No,
stuff.
you don't. No, you don't. But so you're doing news. I mean, you're doing like journalism.
Yeah, that's right. My first job actually out of college was as a newspaper reporter.
Really?
And then I was a managing editor for a daily up in Santa Cruz County.
What was the newspaper you were?
It's called the Watsonville Register Pajaronian.
Wow.
Published once a year.
They're still there. It was a daily newspaper at the time. Yeah? No longer.
And you did. What was like the biggest story that you've done? Then, like when you were a budding news guy.
Probably the opening at the Gilroy discount.
Not you.
I'm just guessing.
I don't know. I think we did an expose of a Ponzi scheme. That was a pretty big story where we interviewed the victims and did a series about that.
Yeah. That's fun. That's breaking news.
And then, Rob, I don't even know if you knew this, but Scott and I think, worked in King City at the same time.
Did you?
Yes.
He was the Ponzi scheme thing that
that story gave me a lot of great ideas to run with.
Yeah. So, what better place to move than to King City?
King City, California. If you're not in the Central Coast, King City is, I don't know, it's kind of a stop.
Well, at that time, it had a population of, Scott, about 8,000?
Yeah, that's about right.
A huge farming town.
Yeah. 8,000 and 7,500 are migrant workers.
Right, and I was managing a hotel there, and I think at the same time, Scott was actually running the newspaper there.
Did you know each other then? Or?
We didn't.
We didn't, no. But I was publisher of 4 newspapers in South Monterey County before we started Access Publishing here.
4 newspapers?
Yeah.
Wow. That's great. So
the King City Gazette, the King City Journal, the King City Daily.
The National Enquirer, King City version.
Your show is way more serious than I thought it was.
Yeah,
well, you're the one being serious.
I was going to tell you what I was excited about this week.
Well, what are you excited about
this week?
I am excited that Pitbull is coming to the fair.
Pitbull.
And you guys know who Pitbull is?
Yes.
Of course.
So this is a funny story. Last week, we spent spring break in Palm Springs.
Right.
And we're cruising down there, and I see a huge sign for Pitbull, now playing at the Morongo Casino. And I thought, holy cow, if Pitbull has come to the Morongo Casino, this must be the death knell of his career. I need to call Tom Kafuri and tell him that he should get Pitbull here in Paso Robles.
And he got it?
I come back a week later, and there's a press release, Pitbull coming to Paso Robles.
Yeah, he's one of those guys in that particular genre of music that I can take.
Really?
Yeah.
I couldn't name.
Have you listened to him?
No, I know who he is. He's the bald guy who dresses pretty good.
You need to listen to him.
Yeah.
But I couldn't name one song he sings.
But the same announcement.
He's a singer, right? He's not a.
Yeah, he's a singer-rapper.
The same announcement also said that Keith Urban was coming back to the California Mid-State.
But nothing's going to beat Mini Kiss.
No, Mini Kiss is it.
Mini Kiss rocks. We're so looking forward to that.
So people perennially complain that the fair just doesn't have enough talent
Right.
here.
Yeah.
And when we put the announcement on that Pibble was coming, people actually got excited. It was like our #1 story on Pastoral's Daily News for the week.
Well, and I think the problem too is lately with our California Mid-State Fair is that they get locked into the current country acts, whoever's really big in country,
Right.
and classic rock, and that's it.
Right.
You know, no, this is a welcome addition, I think, to the fair this year.
I'm excited, and I sent Tom an email and said, "Great work, man."
I'm not going, and Tom has nothing to do with it.
You weren't invited this year. I see. You were not invited.
I thought you were VIP.
Huh?
I thought you were a VIP.
Well, yeah, we're still working on it.
They let him hang outside.
Yeah, I need to call Tom. I need to call Tom and get that going. But
So-
Rob and I's main goal in life this year, well, maybe it could be our main goal ever,
Yeah.
is to have our pictures taken backstage with Minnie Kiss.
We're going to do that.
And we're
because
gonna
we
make it
promised.
happen.
We promised.
Yeah.
Oh, you promised.
Yeah.
So if it falls apart, it's completely your friggin' fault.
So anytime now that I see a short person in the street, I assume that they're, because I can't recognize them without their makeup, I'm just going to assume that they're a member of Minnie Kiss and
I don't know. There's lots of short people.
hit them up for a foot. Well, you excluded, but
Yeah. Okay.
or included.
Yeah, I got your.
Rob was
right here.
Rob. The reason Rob wants a picture with Minnie Kiss is so that he can look like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
And I'm going to. I'm going to take a basketball and palm it while I'm with. Maybe I have to use
A
both
tennis
hands.
ball.
Well, I have to use both palms, but I could do it. Now we're thrilled that you're with us. Now, Scott, we have stories that Scott's involved in. So
Oh, here we go.
Bill and I.
Enough of promoting your business.
Yeah, we're done with that. Bill and I and Scott are part of a big boy poker game that we have occasionally, and our biggest, one of my favorite Scott stories is this is kind of a, I don't want to say hardcore group of guys, but it's not it's not a group you want to show weakness to.
Right.
If you're a man, you
gotta show
have
strength.
these friends. Yes,
Right.
you do not go into this with any kind of weakness.
Right. It's a very macho game.
Yes, or it's gonna come out and be relentless. And Scott, knowing this, and this is not his first rodeo here, Scott
No,
shows
he
up
had
to
been to other games.
Yes.
He knows all of us.
and he shows up to this poker game right after having a chemical peel
On his face.
that afternoon.
It's a
Now-
little more than a chemical
now-
peel. It's a cancer treatment.
Okay, yeah.
For those of you that don't know Scott, he's a redhead.
Yes. He's a ginger.
We love him to death, but he's sort of pale.
It's translucent.
Well, yeah, yes.
You can see through him.
I'm a half a chromosome from being albino.
Yeah. You're the Irish chromosome. And he shows up to this poker game like 4 hours after his chemical peel.
Looking like Hellboy.
It was painful. Let me tell you, it was very
Painful
painful.
for us, too. He shows up and his face looks like hell. It looks like somebody lit fire to it. And it's like where you and I, Bill, or most men would have come up with a macho excuse. And to his credit, Scott tells us the truth.
Right.
That, oh no, I had a chemical peel.
Well, and you know, the funny thing too is that nobody even said anything about it.
No.
We weren't even going to bring it up.
I was trying to scare the money out of your wallets.
And it's like, okay, only a real confident man would admit
that's
to this
true.
group
That's true.
that he had a chemical peel.
I said earlier that I would have come up with a story that my wife and I had a fight and she shoved my head into a fireplace.
Anything other than that. So after,
But you look good now.
It's true. Yeah, now it's like baby skin.
I think the biggest problem with his story was he had a manicure and pedicure right before.
Or during.
Yeah, that might have been the problem, I think. If it wasn't for the manicure pedicure, I think it would have been.
It would have been okay.
No, but it takes guts.
But it was an open admission. Nobody said, "Hey, what the hell happened to your face?"
It takes round ones of steel to show up to that group with a chemical peel, so we appreciate that. Do you have any news today, random news today, Bill? I have some.
Go ahead.
And obviously, we're going to want you to weigh in on this, and right before our break. I have a couple pieces of random news that I saw on the internet that deserve being called out.
Yeah, well, most news is random anyway.
It is, yes. One is David Hasselhoff came out with his music video. Did you see that?
No, we haven't.
David Hasselhoff has a music video tailored to or advertising a video game called Kung Fury. and it's total 80s.
Oh, dear.
total 80s. So you have to like YouTube it or something.
Just when you thought his career couldn't take another step back.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was actually about a month ago did a medley of hits. Well, they weren't his hits because they wouldn't have been a medley otherwise. But on American Idol, he performed on American Idol about a month ago.
Really?
Wow.
So that shows you where his career has
I
gone.
thought it was bad after the SpongeBob performance. SpongeBob movie performance.
That's true. We all have kids. We've all seen that SpongeBob movie.
He's just reaching for a career.
He's just reaching for a career at this stage. But David Hasselhoff is doing it.
He's still huge overseas, I guess.
Germany.
I suppose so.
Germany, is that where it
That's
is?
because they can't understand him.
And then because we're here with the news guy, it's total shocking news that Hillary Clinton announced her presidency run.
Big story this
Big
week.
story, because none of us knew that was ever freaking
No,
going to
no,
happen.
I was shocked.
Total surprise.
You
Total
know,
surprise.
And I'm so thrilled about that.
You know, the best comment I heard was she wasn't able to satisfy her husband, so how's she going to leave us?
I saw that. Did you see that? I saw on Facebook because I'm not voting for Bill's girlfriend's wife.
Yeah. I was just looking that up on my phone. I forget how it went.
Yeah,
but
exactly. Well, I know we completely messed that one
I'd
up.
vote for Monica before I'd vote for her.
And then Aaron Hernandez.
She would earn your vote.
Yes. Aaron Hernandez is going to jail.
Yeah, what a waste. Oh, my God. That's just such a sad story. I mean, this guy, from what I've read anyway, was a gangbanger all his life. He had just signed an $85 million contract extension before this murder took place.
Is it an exclusion for prison?
It's a black mark for NFL.
But your big question, Rob, was...
Is he going to be somebody's puppy, or is he going to be holding the leash?
Well, seeing that he's 6'5", 260...
Yeah. I don't think he's going to be anybody's
It's going
puppy.
to take a big bubba to make him a puppy.
You'll probably have a harem in there.
Yeah, I would be afraid of Aaron Hernandez.
Yeah, and I guess the rules are different in different states, but he was sentenced immediately after the trial, immediately after the verdict, to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
He
So,
didn't mess
Wow.
around. Didn't mess around at all.
you know, Jody Arias takes 5 years, but let's get this guy in prison immediately.
I'm not sure why. But we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back after with Scott Brennan and more Random Thoughts.
Stay with us.
It's not the drugs or the alcohol.
Welcome back to the Bill and Rob Show. That music right there was from the AJM Band. Good friend of ours, Andrew Magnuson's given us permission to use all his music.
Letting us abuse his music.
Just a great rock and roll band. Love them to death.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
And they're on iTunes, right?
Yeah, they're on iTunes. You can find them there, ajmband.com. You can buy their new 10-song CD right there. They'll be playing next month at... God, I want to say Castoro, I think, Wine Festival weekend on like maybe the 16th of May. I'll have to look that up and verify it for you.
Yeah, I'm sure he appreciates you giving completely wrong information.
Yeah, well, we did
Again.
that. We did that before. I gave 3 dates and they were all wrong at different locations.
That's funny.
That's what happens when you write stuff down.
Oh, yeah, you never want to do that.
No, it comes out all wrong.
So, being gone for a week.
Well, not we. I've been here.
He's been down here in the basement by himself.
I've been sitting here recording secret episodes of Random Thoughts with Bill.
If you don't hear from me, Bill's been missing the microphone. I went to the Final Four. I went to the final game.
Oh, that's right.
Wow, that's
And
fantastic.
Indianapolis. That was a whole bunch of fun.
Duke and
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, great game.
And some observations from that. That was my first NC2A final game.
Wow.
And it's a bucket list thing, but it was a lot of fun. And I didn't pay for any of it, which makes it even more fun.
So I got to ask you, was the game itself exciting, or was
Yeah.
just the atmosphere exciting?
Both. Any live sporting event, I think, has a certain component of excitement.
And I only ask because Ryan works events in Denver, and the first Denver Nugget game he worked at the beginning of the season, he called me and he said, "That's like the most boring thing I've ever seen in my life, professional basketball."
And if you're a fan who's a Denver Nuggets fan, we apologize for.
Yeah, well, we apologize for being a Denver Nuggets fan. First of all.
Don't say that. But no, I think any not professional game, but any big game, there's there's a certain level of
That
excitement.
could be it, too.
Because you've been to the hockey finals before.
Yeah, I've been to Stanley
Brennan,
Cup
you've been-
A
finals.
lot of fun.
Yeah.
World Series.
Yeah, World Series. I mean, even if you find baseball like growing grass, the final, the World Series, is a big deal. And lots of excitement, people yelling, screaming. So there was I think it was both, but the game was really good too.
Yeah, it was a good game.
It was a really good
great
game. But we were where we were 6 levels or 6 rows up from the floor.
Well, there's a
and
difference between 6 seats and 6 levels.
6 rows.
Okay.
I was 6, and so I was really close. You could smell the players from that.
great.
But I was sitting in the Wisconsin section. I guess there
Like
was,
behind their bench, or?
it was behind their bench, but it was mostly people, Wisconsin fans
Okay.
at this section.
Did
So it
you
was-
did you have a horse in the race?
I like Duke.
Okay, me too.
So I didn't say a lot in that section, and.
You weren't repping or anything.
No. I did golf claps for, but it's kind of amazing. Those fans, whenever Wisconsin scored, those guys and girls, everybody would jump up like they had just won the game.
Like every basket?
Every basket. Out of like 70 points, every single basket, they would jump up and scream.
Well, if I remember correctly, they were winning Wisconsin was winning until maybe 5-6 minutes
They were.
left, and then it got really tight.
And then they got deflated. But my one observation, there were 2 observations for the NC2A final game. One is no booze.
What?
No booze in the stadium.
And you stayed for the whole game?
Yeah, I brought my own.
I would have been gone like 5 minutes in.
I brought my own.
Like,
which-
can I go out and come back in?
Yeah, and I think that's kind of the issue. You're sitting there, and it's just like, oh, I could go use a beer or whatever, and no booze at NC2A final games.
Wow.
I wonder, it may be like that at every NCAA game.
I don't understand why. I mean,
Well,
they're
because
not
90% of the people in attendance are probably students who are under 21 years of age.
Yeah, but not at this game. And the tickets
no,
were $1,200 a piece.
Yeah.
Even up in the nosebleeds, and so I doubt there were too many students up there. One was no booze. The other one was I was seated right behind the one dude who felt it was his obligation to stand the entire time.
Oh, that's the worst seat in the
Don't
house.
you hate those?
That's the worst seat.
One of those in every game.
I've been at a music concert like that before.
Yeah, it's like this guy, he just has to stand. It's like everybody's yelling at him and he doesn't care. He's hammered, he doesn't care.
And you told me earlier that you're halfway across the country on a business trip, and you're going to the final game of the NCAA tournament, and you're actually standing in line and run into somebody you know.
Yes, my ego was inflated. Huge inflated.
That doesn't take much, just so our
It
listeners
could
know.
get more inflated.
Exactly. Shout out to Kimberly Keller, who is a classmate of mine from Central High School in York, Pennsylvania.
Oh my God.
And she pulled me out of the crowd. She noticed me. And to our credit, Bill, she says, "Oh, I listened to your show."
Wow. Your show's really growing in
It
popularity.
is. I mean, people were picking me out of a line at a major sporting
Well,
event.
not people.
No, well, she's
Person.
a people. Okay, well, person. Don't deflate
Well,
me.
I'm thrilled that she mentioned the show.
You know, now that we've done that story on you guys in Pastor Robles Daily News,
I think that's
probably
what it
it's going to
was.
happen in town. People
Yeah.
are just going to come up to you and start,
Say-
chatting you up.
I love your show. It's too bad that other guy's dragging you down.
Yeah.
Have I sent you the bill for that story yet?
Yeah, you have.
Somebody did say that to me, by the way.
Yeah. It's random thoughts with that guy and Rob, isn't it?
Him.
Yeah, him and Rob.
That's another story, and Rob won't let me talk about
But
it.
it was a whole bunch of fun. I was just awed by the enthusiasm and just the energy in the crowd.
Well, good. And your classmate, is she going to share our podcast with
I
her?
just gave her name, so she better at this stage.
Well, that's true. She said she loved it, so she's obviously listening.
And she needs to tell everybody she's ever met.
Right, because if she doesn't, we'll block her.
Yeah.
We don't need her.
We have so many listeners. We have to start blocking them. You were banned from a. So I have some random news.
All right, more random news.
Random news, and Scott, please feel free to jump in this. Snoring man stabbed with a pen on a Southwest flight.
Yeah, I knew
Wow.
Southwest couldn't be trusted.
I know. I actually flew
If you
Southwest
can't-
back.
If you can't pick your damn seat, then it's
No, I don't. I'm not a big fan. But apparently, this guy went in, like so many of us, falls asleep.
And somebody
Lady next to him
stabbed
didn't
him?
appreciate it and stabbed him repeatedly in the arm with a pen.
Did she try to wake him first?
Well, that was her attempt.
Was
to
it a
that
little
was it?
polite poking, maybe?
No, I mean stabbed. Stabbed, like punctured the skin.
So she didn't like start off with "excuse me" and shake him lightly. Just went
I
straight.
don't know what she did, but she stabbed him with a pen,
Unbelievable.
which I think, by anybody's standards, is intrusion.
Well, I know. I mean, and there's a stabbing theme now going on to our show because we talked a couple days ago about a lady who stabbed her husband in the groin because he
The
finished
salsa.
the salsa.
Yeah. So, yeah, this poor dude got stabbed for sleeping on the plane, and of course, by all airline standards, they delayed the flight for 2 hours while the police investigated it.
It reminds me of a new word I just learned.
What's that?
Have you ever heard of the word man-spreading?
Man, no,
No.
So
I'm afraid of it.
So
I've heard manscaping before, but
Man-spreading is when a man sits down in a public place, like a park bench or subway bench in particular, or bus bench, and spreads their legs to take up the seats of three people.
Oh yes.
And then so there's poor women hanging onto the bar, standing up on the bus or the subway, while some dude's taking up three seats with the man spread. It's a hashtag now.
It's a hashtag, but it's true. In the Southwest, because I flew Southwest back. I don't fly Southwest often, but it's weird. Southwest is I mean, they got their whole thing going on. They have a whole marketing thing, and some people love Southwest.
Big fans.
Big fans. But Southwest is the most antisocial of flights because I notice when you walk in, nobody wants to make eye contact with you.
Really?
Because if you make eye contact with you might sit beside me. So I'm looking down and I'm trying to look as contagious as possible at any given time. So nobody sits beside me.
Which isn't hard for you.
Well, at this stage is
you
not
look
hard
a
for
little
me.
contagious right now.
But you want to look antisocial when
Right.
you're sitting in your seat.
Right.
This is like I don't want anybody sitting next to me.
Get on early, start snoring.
Yeah, that's exactly. Get on early session.
Well, then you get stabbed.
Make sure to take your pen away from somebody. It's like, what are you doing, stabbing me with a pen? But I like that. The police
I heard a
have-
story one time of somebody that took an actual doll, but it was the size of a baby, and took it on to Southwest and actually held it so
way.
nobody would sit beside
Oh
her.
no, that's brilliant.
Genius.
That's kind of like in Southern California with the high occupancy vehicle lanes.
Yeah,
like
the blow-up dolls.
Fake body.
getting a mannequin sitting
Weekend
beside
at
you.
Bernie's next to you.
Exactly. I have another.
People do that.
I have another bit of news. Apparently, there's a.
I have one question, and you
Yes.
probably can't even answer it, but why did it take 2 hours to investigate somebody stabbing somebody in the arm with a pen?
Because it's airlines, people had to go places, and there's no more fun than those people have than to delay you for 2
Okay,
hours.
so it's an intentional thing.
I don't know.
So many witnesses to talk to.
Yeah, exactly. For a pen stab.
DNA.
It was in his arm. It was not like in his chest or his face or something.
They had to check the DNA of the ink and all that stuff.
Make sure that they adequately arrested the right person.
It wasn't me.
So there's a news article that just came out that I am absolutely shocked to know. I didn't know it. Like we were talking about, shocked that Hillary Clinton's running for president. Another one is Americans love paying taxes.
No.
According to Vanessa Williams.
This can't be true.
Vanessa Williams, isn't she like
No, not that Vanessa Williams.
She must not know very many Americans.
Yeah. According
Is this
to
from America, this story?
is yes.
It's from Europe.
Europeans love paying U.S. taxes. This, according to Reuters, this woman did a doctoral thesis on taxes, and according to her study of 49 people in 21 states.
So two per, basically.
Friends and relatives.
Yes, it feels good to contribute, said the 28-year-old from Utah, and know that you're part of a reason that there's an infrastructure in place. Now, my question would be to that 28-year-old in Utah, how much taxes do you in fact pay?
Yeah. You're probably still going to school.
Right. Because only 2 days ago was tax day.
You don't have a job.
Right.
And my butt still hurts from that.
My philosophy is if you enjoy contributing, go ahead.
Pay more.
Contribute as much as you like.
pay mine too.
And I'd like to ask the IRS how many people do pay more.
Yeah, none.
I think, and I've been a proponent for 20 years of doing a flat tax. I would like to see IBM pay the same percentage of federal income tax that I do.
I would like to pay no income tax.
I would like to pay no income.
Yeah, that would be my goal.
I think
Well, mine too,
essentially
but-
taxation is slavery.
But I
So,
think
Yes.
at what point?
Indentured servitude.
At what point of your income are you then a slave
Right.
to taxation?
Well, what was it? They do a figure.
yeah, it's like May now.
Yeah, there's a date which
And that's just income tax, right?
every single hour you worked goes to the government up to a certain date, and it's not like January 3rd or something.
Tax Freedom Day, I think.
But don't you think that if we had a flat tax in place, that the same rate applied to businesses and corporations and individuals, that our taxes would actually go down?
I don't think our taxes will ever go down.
You know, it's interesting. The corporation tax in the U.S. is actually one of the highest in the world.
Yes,
I mean,
it
people
is.
have this perception that they don't pay high taxes, but
But there's so many ways for them to get around it.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's the issue.
Well, the issue is, I don't want to pay taxes, and neither does Scott.
Bill,
Well,
you could
but-
take our fair share, and you could feel really good about
Well,
yourself.
I'm just saying you're not going to get out of that, so.
Well, yeah, tax avoidance is legal. Tax evasion is illegal.
And by the way, just for the record, the three of us all pay
Oh, yeah.
a fair
Yeah,
share
yeah,
of taxes.
You know what? I'm not afraid. I've been audited so many times. It was like, fine, you know. Go ahead.
I shouldn't admit this, but I'm sure the IRS isn't listening. I've never once been audited.
Well,
ever.
until now.
That's because you've never filed, Bill.
Well, oh, you have to file to be audited? Oh, well, that throws a whole new light on
His
it.
tax independence day is January 1st.
I'm in the fiscal year for tax paying.
Okay, you know what it's time for, Bill?
What?
Scott, this is Bill's favorite time of the day.
The random top 10.
This is our random top 10.
Top 10 what?
This is, if you're not familiar with it, this is where I do research and come up with neat little top 10 tidbits that people can use, because this is educational. People can use this in conversation.
Awesome.
And they do. And Bill makes fun of it, and he gets the laughs, and then he bitches about it. Oh, did I say?
I'm
sorry.
looking forward to
Oh,
this.
there's the E.
There's the E,
Well, we
that's
got to put the E.
What's
in
our
it.
top 10
Okay, our
today?
top 10 is Saran wrap and other things that are younger than Hillary Clinton.
What?
Wait, Saran
10?
wrap is younger than Hillary Clinton?
10 other things that are younger than Hillary Clinton.
Holy cow.
Yes.
There has to be more than 10. There has
Well,
to be
there's
like
probably-
a trillion.
It's the top 10.
Okay, this
Oh,
is
the
the top,
top 10, okay.
Yeah. Bill, this isn't your first day, dude. Okay, so as we said, Hillary Clinton is running for president, which is a total shock. But these are 10 things that are younger than Hillary Clinton, and probably everybody's heard these things and wouldn't know that. But here we go. Saran wrap.
Wow.
Saran wrap is younger than Hillary Clinton.
Amazing.
Saran wrap's one of the things that came out of capturing the aliens at Area 51 or in New Mexico, Roswell, isn't it?
You're a,
Oh no, that was Velcro. Sorry.
we know what Bill spends his time doing.
He's watching too many X-Files.
Okay, number 2, AA batteries.
Wow, really?
Really?
Yeah, so there were no AA batteries when Hillary Clinton was born.
Should we start the bit with exactly how old is Hillary
Yeah.
Clinton?
Let's.
She is actually, she will, when she,
106.
if she, yeah. Well, she looks on her. If she wins, she will be second only to Ronald Reagan
Wow.
as far as age.
And he was too old. to
So
be
she's
president.
And he was ancient.
70?
70, yeah, she'll be 70.
She'll be 70 on election day.
Yeah, something like that. 69 in, 11 months.
She hasn't aged very well.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The Lone Ranger.
Oh
No
my
shit.
The
God.
Lone Ranger, the
there's
TV
a-
series we all loved, younger than Hillary Clinton. NATO.
NATO.
NATO is
Wow.
younger than Hillary Clinton.
And
She was,
NATO.
she was a little girl. Right.
And NATO should do something about it.
They should do something about it.
Right.
The People's Republic of China. A whole country is younger than Hillary Clinton.
Hillary's like, I formed that.
Yes, well,
They've come a long way.
They've come a long way. Well, and speaking of countries, Israel is younger
Oh
than
my
Hillary Clinton.
God.
Agatha Christie's witness for the prosecution is younger than Hillary Clinton.
Rob, where do you find these things?
On the internet.
Where do you get these ideas?
They got to be true because they're on
Where
the
do these
internet.
random thoughts come from?
I make them up.
What were you drinking?
Exactly.
They come from that brass cup over there.
One of the scariest movies I've ever seen in my life when I was younger was Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. Did you see that?
Yeah.
With Betty Davis? Scary movie. That's younger than Hillary Clinton.
Wow.
The Polaroid.
The Polaroid.
The Polaroid.
camera.
The extinct Polaroid.
It's
Defunct.
extinct.
Yeah.
It was born after and died before.
And then came
Wow.
back and died again.
Yes, exactly. The answering machine.
Well, you're probably younger than the answer. You're probably,
I'm way younger than the answering.
yeah.
You're not.
No, I am.
No, you're not. You're older than telephones.
Yeah, no, when I was a kid, I was the answering
We
machine.
didn't have an
Hey,
answering
get the
machine.
phone.
Yeah, we didn't have one until I was 20. I don't know what you're talking about.
I was also my dad's remote control when I was a kid.
Go up and spin the dial.
Smack in the back of the head and go change the channel.
Move it from 3 to 4.
Don't make me laugh like that. I was going to die. Last one. Power steering.
Power steering.
Yeah, they didn't have power steering when I was a kid.
I would add 2 more to that list. Would probably be dirt and the wheel.
Dirt.
Scott, we appreciate you joining us today.
Yeah,
It's been a
thanks
whole
so
bunch
much,
of fun.
Scott.
Thank you for having me. It's been a blast.
So what's the website and
Yeah, pimp your business here.
Well, anyone who's local should check out PasoRobosDailyNews.com and sign up for a free subscription. We're up to about 3,000 daily email subscribers.
Yes.
And if you're looking for internet marketing, web design, search engine optimization, you can look us up at accesspublishing.com.
accesspublishing.com and
also Paso Robles Daily News on Facebook. That's where I get all my news from.
yes, and we incidentally have an article about us.
Yes. Oh,
That was-
BTW.
As if, you might not notice.
Yeah, Scott's here for a reason, believe it or
It's
not.
one of our top 10 articles this week.
That
Yeah,
this week,
good job.
right behind the child predator article.
Well, he was a Citizen of the Year.
Yeah, exactly. We appreciate everybody being part of this. Thanks again, Scott, for joining us today.
Thanks, and we'll see you
Thank you very
soon.
much.
Tararabundier, did you get yours today? I got mine yesterday, that's why I walk this way.